morning, guys. How are you? Technically, it's afternoon, but who's counting? Who's looking at that? Today, I'm going to be talking to you about the 8 things that don't change regardless of how old you get. You see, there's all these videos out in the world. Sorry, bear with me. I'm trying to get some more toothpaste into the brush. All these videos out in the world talking about, oh my God, the 5 things that change when I turn this age, and the 50 million things that change when I turn this age. Is that correct? Yes, that's correct. And I am going to be my usual contrarian self. And I'm going to talk about the 7 or 8 things. I'm really not sure how many I wrote down. I feel like saying 7. Let me check my laptop. 1 second. Oh, not that. 8 things. Ha! The 8 things that don't change no matter how old you get. So stay tuned, sit back, and let me finish brushing my teeth and then go make breakfast. Basically, you're going to walk in with me today because I'm going to have breakfast, going to go do for a little walk, then go for a pedicure, then walk back, and we'll continue this. So, thank you for joining me, my day, as I go through the 8 things that don't change no matter how old you get. Guys, if I tell you that this is the 3rd time I'm recording this video, you will not believe me. Because at least twice that I have just recorded this video, I have been speaking to nobody and nothing. So, let me put this in and get started on my breakfast. Breakfast is sausage, egg, sunny side up egg, and cereal. So that's the sausage you're hearing in the air fryer. So, to start with, what is the number 1 thing that doesn't change regardless of how old you get? Anxiety. You see, anxiety, there's some lucky people in the world who say, I never feel anxious. And, good for them. Lucky them. I'm impressed by your lack of anxiety. But I think for most people, there's always going to be a form of anxiety. There's anxiety over the things you don't have control over, and there's anxiety over the things that you do have control over. And these things do not mean that, you're always sitting down anxious, oh my God, the world's going to end. Some of us are like that, which is why a good therapist always pays. But it's more about the fact that you are only as mature as the things, as your body and your experience has taught you. And some experiences have taught you that in certain situations, you have a spiked sense of anxiety, and in other experiences, you are okay to go easily. However, the anxiety I'm talking about is not the fight or flight in the same, it's not fight or flight in the same, oh my God, there's a danger there, obvious danger there. It's more that low-level anxiety about things like pensions, low-level anxiety about things like, security, financial, emotional, spiritual security. It's about anxiety about the things that, as I said, you can and cannot control. Now, these anxieties, like I said, are not necessarily good or bad things, but they're things you just have to be aware of. Anybody who tells you that as I grew older, I stopped being anxious because I knew precisely what I could and could not do, they're lying to you. Because anxiety is part of life. It's one of the things that triggers us to do more and work maybe a bit faster, a bit more efficiently. But it's when it goes to the other level that it becomes a problem. And for most of us, anxiety does tend to move beyond the everyday worries about what's going to happen today, what's going to happen tomorrow, to bigger issues around what's going to happen in the future and how am I going to cope with this situation, and oh my God, there's work tomorrow. Those sort of levels of anxiety, those I don't really think they escape you. But then again, I'm only in my 40s, so who knows, maybe by the time I get to my 50s and my 60s, that would have changed. But as of right now, where I sit, anxiety doesn't change if you're 10, 20, 30, or 40. So I'll catch you on the other side, possibly when I'm eating, because now I need to go finish cooking my food. Okay, take care, guys. Catch you soon. Hey, guys. So, having breakfast, and I thought I should talk about the second thing that never changes regardless of how old you get, and that is having enough money. Here's the thing. And it's not a curse, okay? It's not a curse. It's just life and fact. Regardless of how old you get, unless you win the lottery, you get some sort of inheritance windfall or something of the sort, you're never really going to have enough money. Now, it's not because you're not smart and you don't plan financially and you don't have this and that and put all of these things in place. It's just the fact that no matter how much you earn, more often than not, your lifestyle will expand to fill the financial latitude you've given yourself. Nature abhors a vacuum, and so does money. Money abhors a vacuum. In fact, universe abhors a vacuum. So if you have money and you're like, oh my God, I'm not going to spend the money, something is going to happen. A lifestyle you live is going to happen that's going to affect your finances. There's going to be some part of your world and your life that suddenly means that this money you thought you were saving for whatever gets affected. Classic example right now is the cost of living crisis. If you have savings, that is kind of good. I mean, it's nice for you to have your savings and make sure you're getting your interest, because interest rates are pretty high right now for savings. But here's the issue. Your cash is not worth what it used to be worth. So the cash that you saved last year because you wanted to be down with yourself is worth less than it was last year. So technically, do you have savings? Yes. Are you collecting interest? Yes. But is it worth the same amount of money that it was when you originally saved it? No. So no matter how much you save, you're never really gonna have enough money, because on one hand, your lifestyle will inflate to fill the gap of what you were earning previously and the new amount of money you're earning now. But also, life happens. And there you have it. That is the second thing that will never change regardless of how old you get. We're getting close. I mean, we still have like 6 more to go. So let's see how I do. Catch you later. I need to eat breakfast now and then go and get my pedicure. I decided to treat myself to a pedicure. I've not had a pedicure in 6 months. Now, it's not the end of the world not having a pedicure, because, like, to be honest, people don't have pedicures. But I usually used to have pedicures twice a month, because I'm a saving money jag that I'm never going to have enough money for. I've not had a pedicure in 6 months. And my second job gave me, I got some good tips during my last shift. So I'm going to spend that on giving myself a pedicure. The actual salary is still in my bank because it gets the hard up. Oh, and by the way, talking about the fact that money doesn't get saved, I'm working extra hours, right? Or I'm working another job so I can save more money. But guess what? I'm getting taxed more. Like, I was taxed like 40% of my salary last time I worked. Can you believe that? Also, my tips get taxed if they're run through the machine. It's hard out here for a pimp. It's hard out here for a pimp. Anyway, I got it. I'll catch you later. Bye-bye. Hey guys, I am running very late. And by very late, I mean that I feel as though my nail appointment was about 30 minutes ago. But I think because today is like, oh, can you see me? Yeah, that's it. I think because today is, public holiday, I've just been taking it a little bit too easy. So as I'm walking very swiftly down to my nail appointment, let's talk about the third thing that never changes regardless of how old you are. And that is family drama. Now, here's the thing. By family, I don't just mean, the family you're born into. I also mean the family that you create around yourself. And the challenge with family drama is there is no age to it. Like anxiety that I mentioned earlier, and like money, what changes is maybe how you choose to engage to it or engage with it. But the problem I've realized with most people is that when it comes to family dramas and family issues, we always seem to react in the same way. We don't really seem to grow and evolve and think about how we manage the people around us. Away from the classic, oh my God, I disagree with you, and having an argument. It's also about knowing when to give in, when to compromise, when to say this is not worth the relationship. So the third thing that never changes, no matter how old you grow, is family dramas. However, like everything else, how you choose to address it, how you choose to deal with it, how you choose to manage it, that can change, and that requires maturity. But then again, is maturity something that actually happens when we get older? I don't think we get more mature. This is a 3.5. Maturity doesn't, you don't get more mature the older you get. In fact, I think what you do is become more recalcitrant, more difficult, more entrenched in your sometimes quite biased opinions, because you refuse to deal with the facts that are around you. But that's a different thing altogether. So, as I'm huffing and puffing down this road, let me get to my new appointment. Hopefully they still allow me in. And I forgot my book. Oh, God. Okay. Hey guys, still hoofing it down to where I need to go. And I actually changed where I usually do my... Oh, can you see me? Yeah. Where I usually do... Oh, wow. That aspect has changed. Yeah, this is better. Where I usually do my nails. And I'm going to a new place. And I'm not establishing my position as a respectable human being, am I? So, I'm nearly there. And I thought, let me talk about the fourth thing that never changes, regardless of how old you get. It's about dispensability. Can you hear me? Okay. So, people will tell you over and over again that things like, oh my God, where am I going? Oh, I'm going this way. Am I going this way? I'm not going this way. I'm going this way. Yeah, I'm going this way. People will tell you over and over again, oh my God, you are indispensable to our business. You are indispensable to my life. Let me disabuse you of that notion. You are not indispensable. Nobody is indispensable. I'm sorry to say, even if you get hit by a car today, your family will cry for a while, but they will move on with their lives. Similarly, your employers who are probably pushing you half to death will have a job ad out for your job in 24 hours. So, bearing in mind that you're not indispensable, it's not going to change if you've been in a place for 10, 20, 100 or 50,000 years. The best thing to do is to live your life on your terms, because if you're not indispensable, why try to kill yourself? Huh? I ask you. Ooh, I'm just coming to the place I should have been. I don't think they're going to be happy to see me looking so being so late. See you soon. Hey guys, I finished my mani. Well, I ended up getting a mani pedi because it turned out pretty much it was only £10 to do a manicure, and for the pedicure with gel, without gel was £28, with gel it's £30. So I was like, let me just do a pedicure with gel, and I showed you some of the pretty colors. I chose two colors, an orange and a pink, and then I put them on different toes, so it looks like an orange and pink candy. It's very cute. But I'm not gonna go to this nail place anymore. I think I'm just gonna go back to my old nail place. You know, they didn't get my foot, or my feet rather, as clear as I usually like it. You know, there's still a bit of roughness, a bit of hardness and texture, and I'm not gonna lie, my feet were kind of cruddy, and I haven't had a pedicure on a couple of months. But I'm very good at using like urea cream to keep my feet soften, to reduce the, the hard and dead skin. But the person who was doing my pedicure, Josh, she had like sparrow arms, like just a little bit. So I'm just gonna go back to my old place in Moseley because I came to Bearwood to get it done. I didn't want to go to Harborne because I didn't like. Hope you could have heard everything I just said, because the Harborne guys are just giving, attitude, and the Edgbaston people, I don't really know that many places in Edgbaston that do nails. Like, other than going on Broad Street or Five Ways, I don't really know anywhere. So usually I'd probably go into Harborne, or I came to Bearwood, like I said. But I think I'm just going to go back to my old place in Moseley, which I really like those guys. They know my feet, I know them. We understand, we vibe with each other. Where am I going? Okay, I know where I am now. So I think that's it for me and those guys. I'm meant to be telling you about what was it? The 8 things that don't change regardless of what age you are. And I put it in notes. I put everything in my notes, but it seems the notes that I put on my laptop hasn't synced up to my iPhone. So I can't remember the remaining 4. So I'll tell you the remaining 4 when I get home this evening. I thought I'd do one on my way back, but yeah, well, c'est la vie. I'll catch you later. Bye. Hey guys, and back home now. Let me say, what was number 4? The 4th thing that doesn't change regardless of how old you get is always trying to prove yourself. Now, there are people that are going to tell you that, oh my God, as I got older, I started thinking to myself, I didn't have to prove anything to anybody. I am just who I am. And guess what? I don't have to prove myself to anybody. And I'm who I am, regardless of what anybody tells me. I know something. Again, I think there's some people that's like that, but I think that all human beings are always looking for ways to prove themselves, improve themselves, show themselves to be better than they were the last time that you knew them, that you met them. Now, it doesn't mean you're going to try and change yourself, because please, listen to me, 2 different things. It doesn't mean you're trying to change yourself, but it does mean that you're looking to prove yourself. You're trying to get yourself, you're trying to show people the best version of yourself. Now, is it a good thing or is it a bad thing? I don't know. I think that's be for the birds and the bees. I really can't say in all true honesty, if it's a good thing or a bad thing to consistently want to prove yourself. But bear in mind that proving yourself doesn't just mean proving yourself to somebody else. It could also mean proving yourself to yourself, proving that you're a better version of whomever it is that you thought you were 2 months ago, 2 weeks ago, 2 days ago, 2 seconds ago. So the fifth thing, that's it. Oh my God, I can't believe on number 5. The 5th thing that doesn't change, no matter how old you get, or regardless of how old you get, is the urge to continue to prove yourself. Now, I'm back home. Dinner is going to be in a couple of hours. Well, I say a couple of hours, probably like 3 hours. And what I want to do now is I'm going to make an akara with Ogi. So I'm going to start making the mixture for the akara. My dishwasher broke yesterday. I have a dishwasher. Hold on, this dishwasher here. This one. It was actually left to me by the previous owners of this flat. So I've had it for about a couple of years now. So it's broken. As I'm sure you all know, I'm in my current cost-saving Jag. So I'm not going to get a new one. Also, did you know that slimline dishwashers are way more expensive than standard size dishwashers? Obviously, I'm guessing it's because the components need to be shrunk down to fit the dishwasher, yada yada stuff. However, I am not inclined to spend £500 on a new slimline dishwasher. In fact, I might just decide not to get another dishwasher and use my hands to do dishes, which would be an interesting one because I haven't really done proper dishwashing with my hand in a while. You're wondering why I'm crouching down. So I actually have a number of hand washing implements. I have a few gloves that do run a bit to rack and ruin. So I'm just trying to check to make sure I have all the hand washing implements that I need so that I can live that wonderful hand washing dish life. Anyway, I'll catch up to you with number 6 and 7. Yes. Or is it 6, 7, and 8? I'm not sure. Let me check. Hold on. How many more of these things do I have to do? Because my brain has officially forgotten. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 3 more. Oh, yeah. Yeah. 3 more. And then we're done. Anyway, guys, I'll catch you on the other side. Bye. Back again. I finished doing the mixture for akara, and I've also put together the mixture for the yogi. So I wanted to go back to number 5. 6. Yeah, 6. So what is the 6th thing in the 8 things that don't change regardless of how old you are? And that is making shitty decisions. Listen, no matter how grown you are, okay, no matter how grown up you are still human. You will continue to make consistent, ridiculous mistakes in your life. That, to be very honest, you thought you grew out of. You thought, I'm going to get to this big age and I'm not going to be able to make, I'm not going to be making the same decisions I used to make when I was 10 and 12 and 20 and 30 and 40 and 50 and 60, or whatever the case might be. You think to yourself, I am now grown enough that I will not make this same stupid decision that leads to this same stupid action again. But sorry, it happens. And should I tell you why it most often happens? In love. It happens most often in love because I think sometimes we build patterns in our head for the sort of romantic relationships that we want, or that the sort of romantic partners that we end up becoming attracted to. And you end up making quite often the same stupid mistake over and over again. Or in my case, you don't make any mistakes because you think the world is shit and people are not to be trusted. So you build up all of the barriers in your life and you slam down the doors, put down the steel guards, put a chain around it, put glass on the fence walls, get some dogs, some Dobermans circling the whole buildings. Then you have this neon flashing lights that says, do not come near. And that is another shitty decision, which I have been making through my life. So, what is the number 6 thing that will never change, regardless of how old you get? That's making the same shitty decisions over and over and over and over again. Hey guys, just finished an Apple workout. It was meant to eat I said it was meant to eat is meant to be its glutes and lower body, and I'm not gonna lie, I am feeling it in my glutes and my lower body. Those sort of beast mode where you are holding on your hands and your toes and you've lifted everything else. It reminds me of punishment when I was young in school. The punishment that teachers used to give and my mom used to give. That's what it reminds me of. Oh God. Anyway, so I think this is number 7, right, of the 8 things that don't make any difference regardless of what age you are, and that is sweating the small stuff. Now, there's this book called Don't Sweat the Small Stuff. I've read it. It's an interesting book because there are not really that many pages in it. It's more just, or let me rephrase it, there are lots of pages where just like quotes in it about how you shouldn't sweat the small stuff. Anyway, that's neither here nor there. The big thing is this. Just because a book tells you to not sweat the small stuff, and life and people tell you not to sweat the small stuff, the truth of the matter is that as a human being, you will sweat the small stuff. Sweating the small stuff. Just saying that over and over again, all those S's making my mouth get all funny. And that's it. That's an example of sweating the small stuff that I mean. I'm sweating the fact that I cannot say sweat the small stuff over and over again because it's an awkward move. So when I say that, regardless of how old you grow, there are some things that will always niggle you. Things that some other people may think, oh, well, but that's just so tiny. That's so insignificant. Why is it that that's what you're focusing on? Because we're human beings. And another small stuff, I'm sweating the fact that there's an ambulance or some sort of siren going by my house. I live in the city. Stuff like this happens. So, I mean, in truth, I don't think you ever age out of sweating the small stuff. Again, like I think everything else that I have said throughout the last couple of points made is that it's all about how you adapt to it. Getting older and learning things and changing, I think is overrated. I think it's more about understanding that who you are as an older person is not who you were as a younger person. And because of that, you should have hopefully built tools and built capabilities to allow you to manage interactions, manage instances that occur in your life. But even with the best of tools and the best of intentions, you can't fix everything. Everything is not going to be like perfect. So what happens in such circumstance? Well, you sweat the things you can sweat and you move on from the things that you can't move on from. So that's number 7. So one more and then we're done for the night. It's currently 7 p.m. I need to go make dinner. And also I need to call my mom before I go to bed tonight because tomorrow is I don't want to go to work. Yeah. Oh. Anyway, after dinner, I can moan and grizzle while frying akara. It's a multitask then. Anyway, catch you later. Akara, akamu, water, YouTube. But before I settle down to yammer some of this food, the last point, because we're now at dinner time. I said at breakfast, didn't have any lunch, now at dinner. Or try to have at brunch. And it's what is the final thing? What is the 8th thing that I think, and please bear in mind, this is all me. I mean, like a lot of people are gonna have to come back and say, oh my God, it's like, actually, that's like nobody's gonna come back and say anything because nobody watches this. Well, there's like 7 of you who watch this. So for the 7 of you who watch this, you might come back and say all of these things. But the last thing that doesn't change, regardless of which age you are, is the need to seek security. And by this, I don't just mean physical security. I mean emotional security, financial, spiritual security. You find that as you get older, the sort of security you actually look to seek changes. It evolves. Maybe when we were younger, it was maybe much more of a sense of physical security you were looking for. But let me taste this. Looks good. This is good. This is very good. I made it with milk. Oh, this is very nice. And then there's honey. That's so nice. So as you grow older, the sort of security you seek changes. I mean, it goes from sometimes the physical security and the maybe the love security, the companionship security. And it tends to evolve more into like the financial security, into different forms of emotional security. And physical security is still there, but it does change and it does evolve. However, you never stop seeking security. And I think that's something that a lot of people do not talk about when they talk about the things that happen, the things that they don't have to worry about when they grow older, which is that this is an eternal thing. This is the sense to feel connected, to feel secure, to know that certain things are going to be in place for you as you get older. Those things continue to play a factor, from love to money to emotional, to all of those things. Those things still continue to be things that you look for as you get older. Now, a few disclaimers after I said all of those things. Firstly, these are my opinions. Like, it really means nothing to anybody except it's my opinion. That's number one. Number two, the one thing you have to bear in mind as you change, as you grow and you age and as you evolve, as I mentioned earlier in this recording, the thing that changes the most about you as you get older is you get to better understand yourself. You get to better understand the lines that should and should not be crossed. You get to understand, hopefully, your triggers and your red lines. But understanding and knowing those things do not mean that the things that you do necessarily changes. It just means that you maybe understand a bit better why it is that the actions that you have done have X, Y, and Z repercussions. Anyway, that's me for today. Thank you very much for joining me through my day as I went through the 8 things that doesn't change no matter how old you get. And now I'm going to go to dinner, call my mom in a couple of hours, and then go to bed ready for tomorrow. Take care, guys. Bye.